Nailed it.
Today we're here to talk about what's acceptable on a bachelor and bachelorette party and how far is too far.
Like, you have to trust them. If I don't trust him enough to be like, go away on your bachelor party, and if there's a stripper, like, if I don't trust him, I shouldn't be marrying him.
I would love to hear from other people about like what their stance on this is. Like, if you think that it's socially acceptable or acceptable for you to go on your bachelorette and have like strippers, male or female.
Do you think that age has a lot to do with it? Like, do you think you can age out of a stripper phase?
Negative.
Really?
Don't forget, if you need boob tape situations, like we're gonna teach a class on the 18th. It's $40. You get boob tape, you get the little pasties, speaking nippets.
Just the touching part of it, you know what I mean? Like the dancing, I don't care, but like, I don't know, once it gets like intimate and close like that, that's where I feel like my insecurities would come out.
You're like, that's mine. But then that's a thing that you're not going to feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
So you would have to discuss that.
In a line having sex?
I think that, I think that would be cheating, no?
I agree.
Yeah.
But I
A
just
stripper
don't
doing
think
a lap dance, I don't know if that's such a big deal. But I know that there's girls out there, or guys, or non-binary people that would disagree with that. Just think it's
because the rules of the relationship still exist.
Well, of course, yeah. Like, you wouldn't.
Do you feel like guys forget the rules when they're on their bachelor party?
If you have a pineapple, don't be throwing it away, because now you're gonna think your friends are gonna think you're
Well, imagine you have a pineapple and someone accidentally thinks that means that you're
Well, yes, I guess that could happen. I mean,
that's embarrassing, because I didn't know about this pineapple situation at all.
All right, so welcome back to another episode of
Brides, Booze, and Boobs.
Lovely.
Nailed it.
Today we're here to talk about what's acceptable on a bachelor and bachelorette party and how far is too far.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a bridesmaids episode.
It could be.
Very much could be.
It very well could be. I did not have a bachelorette party.
You didn't?
I did not. Because, we had like a girly thing where like we went down to like the View, the restaurant, and we hung out by the pool. But so we just kind of did like a girly day thing, like not anything like crazy. But I was also with Paul for so long that I kind of was just like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's actually more trendy now that girls are renting a house local, like
yeah.
I know for here, like out east, and doing a Hamptons day and stuff, and they're doing more low-key like pool parties.
Yeah.
Where Leigha...
That will not be me. I think I'm just like
I'm already rolling my eyes.
I think I'm just a very extra, like, bougie person where I'm like, I get married once, hopefully, and I just want to, like, go all out.
I mean...
That's very rude.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize it was not on silent. Whatever, I own this joint. It's fine. I think bougie's good.
Is it though? I mean,
Leigha, you want to do Vegas, right?
I wanted to do Vegas, but I'm kind of changing my mind. So growing up, I always was like, my family lives in Vegas, so I would go there and I was like, oh, this is so fun. I always saw like bachelorette parties. Last time I just went to Vegas, it seemed very trashy to me. And I'm like, I kind of would rather be on a boat on the water or something. So now I'm thinking Jamaica.
Oh, the river.
I want crystal clear water, not Long Island.
You're not going to find that here.
No, so
forget it.
Now I'm thinking like doing an all-inclusive for like 3 nights in Jamaica.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, because then that's like,
bad.
you don't have to worry about buying food. You just have to worry about like the upfront cost and then like the flight. And then all food, all drinks, everything, even taxes,
included.
tip, everything's included from there on.
Are you going to have strippers?
I mean, I'm not opposed.
Yeah.
But
to male strippers?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'd rather have female strippers.
So
I don't love male strippers. They're weird.
They're very... I feel like they're too full of themselves, if I'm being honest.
There's something about it. I don't know.
I feel like female strippers are very exotic, but male strippers, I feel like they're very egotistical. You know what I mean?
It's just, I don't know.
I feel like part of it is the experience, though, of like, I don't know, it's just like what's done.
See, I feel like with women, when you have male strippers, like, it's a joke, kind of. Like, it's funny and stuff. Like, it doesn't mean you're actually gonna...
Have you ever been to Chippendales?
No.
Because it's not a joke.
There's nothing funny about Chippendales.
Oh, no.
Well, how would you feel if, like, your fiancé had strippers at his bachelor party?
I don't care, personally.
Really?
I mean, it is what it is. I trust him enough that I know he wouldn't do anything. Like, he wouldn't... I just tell him, don't come home with pink eye.
Don't come home with pink eye. What about, like, the herpes?
Well, what is he doing?
I don't know. Pink eye, what is he doing?
It's like a look but don't touch. And I also tell him, like, whatever you spend on a stripper,
wait, I have to go back. How is he getting pink eye? Is he, like, sticking his face in...
Like, in a hoo-ha?
Like,
all up in the lady cakes?
Yeah, like, you know, it's just not sanitary. So as long as, if you're not touching, you're not going to come home with anything, so.
Oh, so that's, like, basically her way of saying, like,
yeah.
okay.
In a funny way.
Like, a specific,
no.
pink eye situation.
It's a funny way of saying, like, just don't touch, and we're good.
I understand.
So, like, if there was touching, then you'd be upset.
I mean, it's bound to happen, I feel like. I don't know, it's bound to, like, get a lap dance or something. I feel like if I had a male
stripper... I don't know if I really care about the strippers.
If I had a male
but don't
stripper,
you find it
they would be...
disrespectful?
It's like a gray area.
Yeah.
It is.
It's like, I don't know. Like, I guess it could be.
Yeah.
For me, it's like, if your spouse or partner is going to a strip club every week and that's their, like, form of decompressing, that's disrespectful.
That's weird.
But, like, to go for a bachelor party or a bachelorette party, to go, like, it's part of the experience of, like, you're getting married.
It's like
this
your
happens
last
once.
hurrah type of thing.
But, like, it's not like you have a stripper, so you're cheating. I mean, it's a group of men with one girl. Like, it's like, I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, I have a really odd story.
Okay.
So, for my friend's birthday, he was turning 21, so we literally, like, me, my ex, and, like, our friends were, like, gonna call a stripper for his party. And so we called this company, and they were gonna throw in, like, sex toys and, like, all these things, and, like...
Well, I think
like,
that
group
she
sex and
would
stuff
be
like that.
I don't think they're having sex with her.
No, they were, like, it was kind
Well,
of
then
like borderline
let's be fair. She's not a stripper, then she's a hooker.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're starting to pay for sexual favors, that's different.
I was just like, oh my god, hang up the phone, because we thought it was just gonna be like, oh, like, she's gonna come give John a lap dance, like, whatever, but no, they were gonna throw in...
Really?
Like,
so I think for a bridal bachelorette, I would think that would be crossing a line. I mean, someone else could disagree with me. That's fine. Someone out in YouTube land or wherever.
What is crossing a line? Having sex?
I think that. Well, I think that would be cheating. No.
I agree.
Yeah,
but I
a
just
stripper
don't
doing
think
a lap dance.
happens.
I don't know if that's such a big deal, but I know that there's girls out there or guys or non-binary people that would disagree with that. But for me, I just don't know. Like you said, like if they're going for a bachelorette, what happened in that situation, I just think is
because the rules of the relationship still exist.
Well, of course, yeah.
But
like you
do
wouldn't.
you feel like guys forget the rules when they're on their bachelor party?
If you have to trust your future husband. Like, I can't speak for any of his friends. Like, they can hook up with whoever they want.
Right.
I know my fiance, he's not touching a single person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's true. I guess your partner brings up.
And because, you're committing your life to, like, you have to trust them. If I don't trust him enough to be like, go away on your bachelor party, and, you know, if there's a stripper, like, if I don't trust him, I shouldn't be marrying him.
I would love to hear from other people about, like, what their stance on this is. Like, if you do you think that it's socially acceptable or acceptable for you to go on your bachelorette and have, like, strippers, male or female? So if you're the bride, if you're going to have male strippers, or if you're the groom, if you're going to have a female. I almost said male. Well, whatever. I mean, it could be two guys. Like, whatever the case may be.
I have a question.
Sure.
So what if you brought up to your partner, I don't feel comfortable with strippers being there? Would you still have them there? Like, what if, like, they, like, really wanted them?
For me, if Paul was like, I don't feel comfortable with you having strippers, I would have to... I feel like I would have to honor that. Because then he's already feeling uncomfortable, and he was honest enough to be like, I don't want you to do that. As opposed to him not saying anything, me having the strippers, and then after the fact, now you're like,
but also,
oh my god, like,
sometimes it happens as a surprise.
That's true too. So then it's like, again, like, so then what do you do in that situation? Are you on the phone then with your fiance being like, well, there's strippers here, honey, so can I have a dance? Like, and then it's like, what do you do? It's almost like you have to say, I think that you have to have a conversation before that and say, listen, it's a surprise bachelorette. How do you feel about this? Because then you should be able to tell your whoever's throwing you the parties or whatever, listen, I just want to put it out there that if we're going to do a Bachelorette, that he doesn't feel, or she doesn't feel comfortable.
I do know that men, most of the time, don't, respect the other man. They're like, oh, we're doing it anyway. Because I know, like...
I guess with guys, yeah, it is. Well, I don't know. Maybe. So I feel like it depends on the group of guys.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Do you think that age has a lot to do with it? Like, do you think you can age out of a stripper phase?
Negative.
Really?
Strippers isn't my thing. Like, I have no desire to, and we would go when we were in our 20s, to strip clubs, female ones, to, hang out. Like, they were really nice ones. Like, you're drinking, you're having a good time. They're clubs.
Yeah.
Well, you go to clubs in, Miami now, and they have, women dancing and
that's
thongs.
what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't anything, we weren't getting lap dances and stuff. We were, hanging out, and I went with different people. So it wasn't, those days are long. I'm not hanging out in strip clubs anymore. That'd be weird. With my kids, it's strange.
Yeah, I guess, for me, my thing is, just the touching part of it. You know what I mean? Like, the dancing, I don't care, but, I don't know, once it gets, intimate and close like that, that's where I feel like my insecurities would come out. You're like,
that's mine. But then that's a thing that you're not going to feel comfortable with. Yeah. So you would have to discuss that with whoever your fiance is.
But, every relationship, you're going to have your own personal boundaries.
Yeah.
So, and, as long as you're clear and confident with your partner, then I don't think there's an issue.
Sorry, Leigha.
So Justin went on a bachelor party once, and so the groom was specifically told by his future wife, you're not allowed to go to a strip club. I'm uncomfortable with it, which is perfectly fine. That's normal. She laid out her rules and what she's comfortable with. And it's at the end of the day, it's their relationship. And he respected her, but the group split up in half. Half went and hung out with the groom, and half went to a strip club because they're like, oh, it's a bachelor party. We're going to a strip club.
Then they should have done it for their then honestly, it wasn't about him.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't about getting together for him, for his
That's how men are. They don't care.
It's true. It's true. Unless he was just listen, she doesn't want me to go, and I don't feel comfortable doing it. Maybe they already had plans. They already had something set.
Unless
but honestly, it kind of sounds like, well, yes, that's true too.
Unless it's a story I was told so that, nothing got back to the groom's wife.
It's very possible.
Well, men are really loyal to each other, even men that they don't even know. Sometimes when I go out, other men, lie for each other. It's this unspoken...
I would lie for my girlfriends, though.
You would lie, for a random girl?
Not for a random girl, but if it's my bridesmaids...
Oh, yeah, that's different. But I'm saying, men, their loyalty runs deep to the gender, I feel like.
Yeah, men are weird.
I mean...
Why do we like them?
I don't know. I sometimes think. I sometimes question my sexuality.
Well, I guess, with the whole stripper thing, it goes back to choosing a partner. So, did you have any red flags when you were kind of dating?
When I was dating, my fiance, my current fiance now?
Just, pre-fiance into now.
Wait, what kind of red flags?
Just, red flags, you looked out for before, choosing the one, I guess.
I think in life, I don't think anyone cannot have a red flag. I feel like everybody has some red flags to the other person. And you have to come to grips with the fact, are you going to be able to, deal with this person? Or are you not going to be able to deal with this person?
For me, when I met my current fiance, I literally said mentally, I was like, the one issue he and I are going to have in the future is communication.
Really?
I literally
That's a big one.
It is a big one, but because he's just so reserved and he doesn't outwardly say if something's bothering him. So it's kind of I have to pull it out. But I knew off the bat, I was like, it's going to be hard for us to communicate until I learned how to communicate with him. So, I don't know. Red flags. I don't like clingy people. That's a red flag to me. If you are up my ass and texting me constantly, why?
Yeah.
You don't have a life?
That's so harsh.
She's brutal.
I know.
Honestly,
clearly they don't have a life, and that's why they're texting you.
When Justin and I started talking too, he was texting me nonstop, and I we call it ghosted him for a night. And then in the morning, I was like, oh, sorry, I was blah, blah, blah. And he was like, oh, my God, I thought you ghosted me, blah, blah. He'll never let me live it down to this day. I ghosted him. And I'm like, well, why were you clingy?
I really have to say that the term ghosting can be used in so many different situations because I believe at some point everyone ghosts everyone.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure I've done it to Paul. Like, and just been like, I can't deal. I don't hear you. Click. And then that's it. And then I'll just talk to you in a little bit.
It's been previous relationships for me where, like, if I was upfront and I was like, this isn't working for me. Yeah. And then the person doesn't stop. And what do you do then? I had to block you.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been in that situation too.
Like, I was straight up that I don't need to give you an explanation for every single thing that went wrong. If I'm telling you it's not working out for me, it's not working out for me. I don't really owe you anything else. Like, especially in, like, the talking stages.
Yeah.
Yes, I was like, I'll sit down with you and I'll tell you why, but stop communicating with me.
Right.
And
like,
this,
as
at
soon
this
as you
point,
say
I'm just
done,
like,
it should be, I'm kind of like,
exactly.
done.
So that's where I have ghosted people in the past. But I have always given an explanation of, like, I just don't think this is working for me, or, you know, whatever.
Yeah. I think, you know, it's a term.
Have you ever ghosted someone, Andrea?
Unfortunately, yes, because I don't like confrontation, and so I, like, tend to ghost. And I know that's not nice because, like, I would really hate if someone did that to me. And, like, I've been lucky enough for, like, the guys that I talk to, if we don't work out, like, they, like, tell me, like, oh, I'm just not ready or whatever. But yeah, I've ghosted before, and, like, I feel really bad. It's just I don't want them to think it was anything they did wrong. It's just like,
Yeah.
Well, if you're ghosting them,
but
sometimes she doesn't do anything right.
Sometimes it is helpful to tell them, listen, this is what you did wrong. The next time you're in a relationship, kind of steer clear of that.
Well, like, just, okay, so the last time I ghosted someone was, I want to say back in maybe January. Yeah. So, there was this guy, and he was in the same friend group as, not my immediate friend group, but, like, another group that I, like, go out with and stuff. And he came home from college, and like, I don't know how, but I think I messaged him about something he posted about, like, skiing or something. Like, I made a joke. I was just like, oh, like, we all know you went down the bunny hill or something like that. So we started talking. But my thing is like, I just got out of, well, not just, it's been a year, but I was in a long-term relationship. So I'm not really looking for anything right now. It's just kind of, I hate saying this, but almost looking for friends, or just I like meeting people and, like, getting to know people, and then based off of that I decide whether I want to date them or not. But yeah, so we started talking, and then he asked me out to get, like, ice cream or something, and I was like, oh yeah, like, sure. He ends up, like, paying for it when I didn't want him to, and then I'm like, oh my god, I feel like this is a date now. And then
he could have just been being nice. Like, he doesn't, not necessarily, you know, a lot of people, it's so weird now because people are like, oh, chivalry is dead. But the thing is, then when people do nice things for people, they're like, but I do recognize what you're saying.
So at first I thought, like, oh, like, he was being nice and everything. Right. And then, like, the second time we went and got, like, bagels or something, and, like, he paid again, and I'm like, stop.
It could just be one of those, well, was it?
Well, he starts telling his friends that, you know, like, we're hanging out and everything, and I don't know, it just, to me, it kind of was like, okay, we're not on the same page type of thing, and you clearly want something more serious than I do, and I was just looking to, I guess, like, not be bored, which sounds really mean, but yeah, I ended up ghosting him because it just kind of got, like, back to the, like, our friend group and everything, where they're like, oh, so you and so-and-so, and I'm like, what about me and so-and-so? Like, it's nothing like that. So, yeah, it was just kind of, like, one of those things where I was like, I'm just gonna pull back a lot.
So then what are red flags to you?
I think cockiness is a red flag, because if a guy's too comfortable with you, it means he's done this before type of thing, you know what I mean? Like, I think a little...
Huh. Interesting. No, I'm just...
Really?
I'm serious.
Oh my god. I love, like the shy and, like, awkward guys.
I like, yeah, if like someone's, like, nervous, or it just shows that, like, they're being, like, real. I get what you're saying.
Yes,
that's why I'm
exactly.
Like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, but the cockiness can come off as douchey, and, like, do you want someone that is like that, or their first impression to everybody then that you meet is that they're douchey?
Well, like, first impressions matter and stuff like that. So when I first started, so, like, the guys that I tend to choose tend to, like, be, like, nervous around me, which I really like, because I'm like, oh, they like me. But one guy, totally not nervous around me, has done this many times before, openly admits, like, he's done this many times before, but now he wants to marry me, so whatever.
Cute.
But not cute. Not cute. Another red flag for me,
That
too.
was a very sarcastic cute. Cute.
Oh, I need your opinion on this. Do you think if, like, staying in contact with an ex is a red flag?
Oh, this is a tough one. Yes. It depends. It depends. It depends on the situation. It depends on the relationship.
So, yeah, but here's the thing. Like, you guys are in, like, your 20s. You're in your early 20s. You're in your mid-20s.
Oh, God.
God, sorry.
Never speak those words again.
Mid-20s?
I'm having a hard time coping with that.
Oh, my God. I cried when
Her
I turned
age
25,
bracket is 25 to 30
25
now.
to 30.
Oh, my God, you poor baby. So, yeah, I feel really bad for you. So, I'm not even going to go into my age bracket. But being in my 40s,
Your prime.
my prime. I think that if I was to talk to someone that it was my boyfriend in high school, you're talking 25 years ago, like 20 years ago, 25 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, more than that. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like you talk to someone in high school, that's like 6 years ago? 5 years ago. It's a little bit, there's still maybe more emotions running around. But like if I see someone on the street and it's someone from like high school and I dated that person, does that necessarily mean that you're gonna like have a connection with them? I don't know. Like my husband's like, you can talk to whoever you want to talk to. Like he's not.
Justin's the same way.
Yeah, he's just not. This is not his bag, man.
Yeah. For me.
But you have a problem with that, obviously.
I have a problem.
Obviously.
So, Justin has an ex that we're friends with. We love her. He has an ex that I hate. That I'm like, I can't stand her. Just because I think it's a respect thing when, like, I don't even know how to phrase this, but if you feel like it's uncomfortable for me to meet your ex, then it's uncomfortable for you to be talking to her at all.
I don't disagree with that.
So, he has an
because
ex.
Then there's something there.
Exactly.
If he's uncomfortable, then there's something.
Exactly.
Something's not right.
So
what?
What if your ex wants you and the girl he's hooking up with to take a picture with him together?
No, this is weird. I don't understand.
I know that's another line.
This is not middle school. Like,
That's
stop
what I'm
it. Are you
saying.
guys like hanging out on the playground and shit?
No.
Well, knock it off.
It's not me.
Oh my God,
It's not-
Mama Curinne, knock it off.
Knock it off. Stop being a douche.
You're talking to the wrong one.
So that's where I draw the line, is like, if it's uncomfortable for us to meet, don't be talking to her. But then this bitch. Sorry.
Oh God.
Hopefully she
Fighting
never watches
words.
this podcast.
If you do.
Oh my God, Leah.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
If you have to cut this out, cut it out. But I feel like this is good.
I like how she's
content.
like, forewarning. If you need to cut it, but I'd rather you did not.
But, I mean, you shouldn't be reaching... If you know that your ex is in a relationship with someone, and, like, why are you reaching out to them for issues that you're having? You don't have friends? You don't have other friends that can talk to you through your issues and your problems? What the hell?
Yeah.
Like, that makes no sense to me.
Wait,
are you a loner?
Did I miss this? Is he entertaining her or no?
So, I mean, it's very detailed and in-depth and kind of personal.
Don't get into it, but I'm just...
So, I mean...
Yes
He'll
and
answer,
no is the answer.
Yeah, yes and no. And I've said in the past, like, if you're going to be talking to her, I want to meet her. And he's, like, never had an issue with it. But she makes it weird. And I'm like, just get out of our lives. I'm done with you.
Yeah.
I'm done with you. And he's done with you, obviously, because he broke up with you years ago. So, like, move on.
Right, yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
So it's just, like, like, every relationship is going to be different. If you're okay with them talking to your ex, whatever, you know? Because
Don't stop believing.
Yeah.
That was the song that just played.
know.
Maybe it's a sign.
He has an ex that she's invited to our wedding. Like, I love her. So it's like, it's a matter of what the relationship was and how you are acting about that relationship.
I have exes that I'm very friendly with, and Paul knows them, and you know, like, no issue, and you know, like, it's just, don't think about the person like that. Like, it's just, it was a long time ago, and it's over. And
well, I can tell you,
they're married, we're married, whatever, dating, whatever the case may be.
I never think of my ex in that way ever.
Well,
ever.
that's refreshing.
Like, so that's how I know, like, if I look back at my ex of 4 years we were together and we lived together, 4 years, and I look back and I'm like, there's nothing there for me. Like,
Yeah.
I know that he could have friends or exes that are literally just friends, and there's nothing there at all.
It's just, people get together and then they date and then they realize, well, obviously we're not supposed to be together, and you can move on. And if both people are adults and move on to healthy relationships, then that's fine. It's when you're not, and what?
Can I pause for a second? I just think that that's really funny. It has to be blurred out.
It does have to be
I'll ask
blurred
her
out.
why. It's on YouTube.
That's okay, but it's funnier.
Oh, it's okay. I'll. You have to like tell her what time was it? Around like 50, around 55.
But it's funny because I came out of a 4-year relationship too, and I just feel like our lives, mine and my ex's lives, are still very intertwined, even though we don't talk.
That's because you guys are hanging out in the same clubs. You're going to the same spots. So, like, you're bound to, like, you're in the same social circles.
Well, yeah, we're in the same social
So
circles.
you're bound to run into each other. So it's like you can't get away from each other. Like, when, like, again, like, I'm dating myself, but, like, I'm going back, like, into my, like, mid-20s and early 20s, and, like, we break up with someone, and then you would be like, okay, well, I'm in a different, like, you go into, like, a different circle, or your friends aren't friends with, I mean, it's weird when you're, like, in this big, huge group. Yeah. But then, like, it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to go to, like, whatever club.
Well, that's what I do. I kind of, like, stay away from the places he goes to.
Yeah.
But then, like, sometimes he'll send me, like, a meme, or he'll send me a TikTok that reminded him of me, and it's never anything nice, by the way. It's just, like, usually like something stupid. But I don't know, like, because I feel like we're still friends in a bizarre kind of way, like, I feel like that's fine. And I feel like if I date someone and they're still friends with their ex, I feel like that's okay, as long as it's just, like, you know what I mean, like, platonic. Like, for me, if I started dating someone and they said it would make me feel better if you stopped talking to your ex, I feel like I would respect that. And
I mean, if the person was honestly uncomfortable with it, then it's like, that would be hard to just be like, to go against that person's wishes. But some people are very adamant about it, and I've been with other people that have been like, she's just a friend. Yeah. And then later on you find out she's not just a friend. And then you're like, shit. Yeah. Like, sometimes your gut feeling is obviously,
oh my gosh,
you should go with it. So if you're really like, if they keep saying they're just a friend, you're like, something's telling me they're maybe not. Yeah. And it's not just like geared by like jealousy or whatever it is. I think you have to kind of listen to that a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
9 times out of 10, she's not just a friend.
The gut never lies.
Again, like, I was with someone, and then me and my boyfriend had broken up. And I was like, me and Paul started like hanging out like by ourselves, like we'd go places, but not like in a lovey kind of sense. Like, it definitely wasn't like that at all. Like, I wasn't really attracted to him, and then I don't know if he was attracted to me at all. And then I'm trying to think. We hung out one night, and I don't know, he never left after that, and we're still together.
He's still here. I can't get rid of him.
He came over my apartment to help me paint. Oh my God. And I remember when I was first, let's say we were seeing each other, and I kept telling him, I'm like, you don't want to be with me. Like, I'm not the girl that you want to be with. Like, because I didn't want to settle down. I wanted to have fun. I was in my early 20s. I didn't want to do, or I should say my mid-20s when me and Paul got together. So, I think I was like 26 when we started. 26. I was just turning 27 when we really started dating. 26. So I didn't want a relationship with him, like, at all. Like, I was just like, we can hang out and we could be FFs, but I don't know what you call that. And
what is FF?
What?
What is it? What does that
Put
translate
together,
to?
Leigha.
Together.
No, but like, isn't it called something else?
Well, probably, but I can't think of the word right now.
FFs?
I don't know. Is she kidding me?
It's
Look at
friends
the girl.
with benefits.
Well, yeah, but I like the other one better.
You can say that on here.
Well, I probably could. Yeah, yeah, whatever. I didn't want to insult my hubby, so I'm trying to keep it clean. No, so I just didn't want that. I just didn't want to be with him like that. So and then we just started being together all the time, and like I said, he kind of came over to help me paint, and then he just didn't freaking leave, and then next thing I knew, we were like full on dating. What the hell happened? Yeah.
Did he didn't officially like ask you?
No, me and Paul never actually officially went on a first date.
Really?
He didn't like court me, like none of this shit. Like, that did not happen. It was very.
And then next thing you know, you just fell in love with this man.
Yeah, like it wasn't even like.
Do you remember the moment you fell in love with him?
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, I don't. What? If you ask Paul if he knows the moment, he's gonna be like, absolutely fucking not.
Aw.
No. We just weren't like that. We honestly, even to this day, and I mean, obviously I love Paul and married to him, but we have always been friends first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but that's good.
and I
that's
think
usually
that,
what you want.
and that is usually, except I'm the talker and he is not.
Yeah.
But you're
So-
balanced.
Yeah, in some respects, we were balanced. But yeah, he would definitely be like, she's a nut job, and I'm.
Yeah.
He thinks he's like the calm, cool, and he is not. I can tell you, he is not. He's fun.
And then, who do you think Gianna's more like? You or Paul?
So Gianna has a lot of Paul in her. Like, she's very like closed in
see
her.
that.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
so much like Paul. I don't know if that just comes from, because when she was little, she was like a little bouncy, kooky ray of sunshine, and I don't know if that just came from like being in like just him raising. I don't know like how that came about, but over the years she has definitely morphed more into Paul. She
Paul.
has both of our like business sense, I guess,
Yeah.
like that type of thing. Like she has our work ethic, and she does have my kind of like, I don't want to say. She has like my kind of like, I'm the person. I don't know, like more like about herself. But like my husband's like that too. Like he feels like he's like it's whatever he says, that's the way it should be. Like he's right and everyone else is seeing in a what is that phrase in the movie? The show? Everyone else is floating in a sea of wrong. I don't know, something weird like that. Yeah, so
Interesting.
but Gianna's definitely more, I feel like she's more like Paul. She looks like me, but she's just Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can so see that.
It's hard to live with two Pauls.
Oh my god, I say I can't live with more Justins.
You will. If you have children. For
We'll
sure.
see. I don't
Because
know.
you don't know
Can
whose
one of them do the
personal-
dishes?
Probably not. Kids don't do dishes. What the hell is wrong with you?
My kids will.
Well, have fun with that. Let's see. Come back to me in 20 years with that. Tell me how that's going for you.
I can't even get my fiance to do the dishes. So.
There's 3 kids in my house, and one last night actually put the Italian bread on the counter with no wrapper. Where should I put this? Paul was like, just put it on the counter. And she
left
just
it out.
left it on the counter, like not wrapped, nothing.
Oh.
And then my husband goes, I don't really think any of them have much common sense.
Oh my god.
I was like, well, they're teenagers, so they absolutely have not a stitch of it.
So, like, now that your house is full of kids,
Yeah,
well,
right?
kind of
How
mini
crazy is
adults,
that?
I know, that's really weird.
We're outnumbered now, so like
Yeah.
they could actually form like a gang.
Yeah, literally.
They could be. There's 3 of them, so
Do you and Paul, like, still do things together, like dates or anything? Or
it's very no.
Yeah.
And I have to say, it's very important, and you should do stuff like that because that
Yeah.
probably keeps the spice alive.
the spice alive.
Spicy.
Well, you know,
It's important to do that.
many couples in their 40s are swingers now.
Gotta get my pineapples out. I'm not swinging. Paul might be swinging. Not that I know of, though. But I don't think he's swinging.
Wait, how would you feel if that was a conversation that came up? Would you be offended, or like how would you take that?
Would I be offended? I don't know if I'd be offended. I don't think I'd be offended.
Yeah.
Listen, if he wanted, I'd want him to be open with me. So if he came to me and was like, "Hey, babe, do you think that we should swing?
Swing, yeah.
Like, should we hook up with other couple?" I don't know. Like, I guess I would really have to sit down and like think about this.
And process.
Yeah.
maybe.
Well, I would have to. Yes, I would have to process it, and then I would have to be like, "Well, how is the guy hot? I don't know. Like, I
the
would
guy
need to
hot?
know." Oh wait,
That is an important question.
Well, yeah, because I'm not going to swing with someone that I wasn't attracted
Exactly.
to. Yeah. I don't know if Paul would do it, though. That doesn't
Yeah.
seem like that's in his wheelhouse. So, like, we're speculating.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if I would do it. Like, again, like, if he came to me in a hypothetical. I don't know.
Would you just send him on his merry way and be like, whatever?
Like, peace out?
No,
Like, if you want to be with
if
other
you
people,
want to do it,
go.
do it. But like, you come home to me, or would you get jealous at that point?
Well, swingers, I think they don't do. That's not what swingers do.
They usually do it together.
Yeah, they do it. Well, not at the same. Well, not at the
Well,
same
I'm
time.
saying if you were.
But yes, no, I don't think.
Oh, they
it's
don't do it at the same time.
No, I don't think so, Leah.
I don't know.
Oh,
This
I
is
don't
all
know
new
either.
to me.
I know, me too.
I don't know. I
We're
don't know. I'm not a
young.
swinger, so you're asking me questions I really can't talk to. I don't know Hold on, let me call someone that might know.
Hold on, let me phone a friend.
Can I use a lifeline?
Special guest.
I mean,
next
I feel like
episode.
very.
If you are
I
a
feel
swinger,
very
DM
lost
us.
in this. I don't know.
You're on your phone like you actually have a swinger.
I was like, I don't think. Well, who the hell knows?
No,
I mean,
it's like a.
I don't. It's just like a thing. Like I think it's like a secret society.
It is. Like I saw
Yeah.
there was like an article or something where people
don't think
turn
people
a
talk about
pineapple upside down when they go grocery shopping.
Well, I don't have any pineapples in my house.
Oh,
I happen to
that's a
like
thing.
pineapples, so this is a
Yeah.
problem. Because what if I have pineapples in my house? Is that immediate? That doesn't necessarily mean that's what it means.
I don't think so. Because I know
I
a
like
pineapple is supposed to bring like wealth into the home or something, and it's looked at as
There's
like a gift.
Listen, there's a lot of things there's a lot of meanings behind different things. So if you have a pineapple, don't be throwing it away because now you're gonna think your friends are gonna think you're swingers.
Well, imagine you have a pineapple and someone accidentally thinks that means that you're a
Well,
swinger.
yes, I guess that could happen. I mean,
That's embarrassing because I didn't know about this pineapple situation at all.
Oh yeah, it's becoming, because swinging is becoming popular. It's becoming like a more known
I think
thing.
that you would, both parties have to be in agreement to it. It's the same thing that with that stripper thing. Like,
Yeah.
both parties have to be in agreement, and if this is what you both want, because I think that when you get to a certain age, and I'm not saying like this for me, but I think that some people get to a certain age and then you're like, it's not that you don't love that person. It's like, is that person still doing it for you? And a lot of people immediately go to, well, I guess we have to get divorced. And it's like, I don't know. I guess this is another controversial subject because if you're both agreeing to it.
Yeah. And is that cheating or no?
Well, not if you're both agreeing to it. How would that be cheating? Because
Like
now you're both
or-
consensual adults.
Yeah, that's true.
Saying, okay, well, you're going to do... and again, swinging is when you're both doing it. So they're going, like, the couples are swapping,
Swapping, yeah.
basically. That's not what... An open relationship is completely different than swinging, I believe. Because an open relationship, you can just go do your own thing. It's like Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. Don't they have an open relationship? Isn't that their big thing? So, like, they can go out to other... But... Here's the thing about them, and I've read this, and someone can correct me out in the whatever web world. They talked about this when they first got together. Like, she was very open about the fact that she wanted to have an open relationship. She didn't want to. Yeah. She couldn't be tied down to one person. So I think if you know that you're like that, and you're open with your partner, and your partner accepts that, then you're good to go.
Yeah.
Because what everybody else thinks doesn't matter. It's what the two of you think in your relationship.
Exactly.
Would you do it? Doesn't sound like it, girlfriend. Because
I don't know.
got, like, with the other girl. Absolutely not.
Well, I don't know. I mean, my relationship is newer, so, like, I'm not thinking about him or myself being with anybody else.
Yeah, like, you guys are
in this
still
stage
thinking, right.
Yeah, like, where and I feel like I'm a very monogamous person, but who's to say when I'm 50 or 60 how I'm feeling, or in my sexual prime when I'm 40, apparently.
I don't even want to talk about that because it's bad.
It's bad.
It's bad. No, it's good, but it's bad because then it's like you're always...
in the mood.
When you're in this... I mean, and again, like, there might be women out there that are not experiencing this in their 40s.
Yeah.
I happen to know quite a few people that are experiencing it. So I feel like what happens is you get to a point in you get into your 30s, you start to become comfortable, you're more confident with who you are, what you look like, whatever the case may be. You're just like, whatever, I'm not in my 20s, I don't care what people think about me. And then that's when you start to build this, like a confidence level. Yeah. And then by the time you get to your late 30s, early 40s, now that's why I think you get into your prime, because now you're, like, feeling yourself. Yeah. You're like, I'm hotter now than I was in my 20s. Mm-hmm. So, like, that's, like, the whole thing. Regardless if you are, if you aren't, you feel it because...
That's amazing.
What?
I can't wait to feel it.
You will feel it.
Like, wow.
I'm telling you. You will feel it.
That's
because
amazing.
I didn't have, like, a confidence issue, I would say. Like, I was kind of like, all right, well, I am who I am. But like,
then once you hit 40, you're like,
it was just different.
Damn, this is
It was
me.
just different. Like, I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I stopped being like, because I was in my 30s, I was battling with my weight up and down. In my 20s, a little bit too. In my 30s, I started not to be able to take it off. So then in my 40s, it was like, you know what? I don't care. I'll try not to eat shitty food, but I'm not going to go on this, like, huge health craze. Yeah. But yet, I'm not going to I'm not going to eat and live my life just to be thin.
Yeah.
So now I'm just going to live my life and wear what I want to wear and be comfortable with how I am now and not worry about it. And that's, I think, when that revelation comes in where you're just like, okay, great, I'm good.
This is 40.
I'm happy. I'm hot. I'm sexy.
I want to put that into action in my 20s.
You can.
Right now.
Well, you can, but you really have to, like...
channel it.
You have to channel it, and you have to really be... And I have to tell you, it helps if you feel good about yourself. Like, you have to know, like... no matter what, you have to be like, I feel sexy. Like, that's, you know, women don't realize that's a huge thing. Like, feeling that way about yourself makes a huge difference in your mind.
Well, it's also like an energy read, too. I feel like people can pick up on those who are insecure with themselves and those who are really confident. Mm-hmm. Like, Curinne, I look at you and I don't see someone who's insecure
Not
ever.
at all.
I mean, I have insecurities. I think everybody does.
But I think your confidence kind of overpowers that.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Then I'm hiding it well.
And same with you, Leigha. You don't strike
Really?
me as someone
seem
who's
insecure about yourself.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm shocked by this news.
Yeah, no, you seem like, I don't know, you just strike me as someone who knows who they are as a person, and you just are
You do seem like you're
yourself.
on like a mission. Not a mission, but like you're on like a, you know, like you are who you are and you don't really make apologies for that. And that's good. You should be like that.
Yeah.
That's a good way to be. You'll see as you're, well, I feel like as you get older, you start to look back and realize, like, you're not going to be like, oh, I'm 26, I feel different.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you're going to be 35 and then be like, wow, I remember what I was like at 25.
Well, I remember what I was like at 15, and I'm definitely 10 times more confident and more secure with myself than when I was back then.
Yeah. I definitely always had insecurities, but not to the point where I was going to let it most things like hold me back.
Yeah. So, like, even working here with the brides, they get so insecure about parts of their body that we don't even pick up on.
Yeah, like the arm thing is a big thing.
It's always
here.
the arms.
Oh,
I
hate my arms too.
Yeah, but like, what is the like? Who do you think that people are looking at you being like, "Well, your arms
those
are
arms."
ginormous."
Yeah,
it's not happening.
That's why when I picked my dress, I was like, I can't have like straps or.
Why?
I don't know. I wanted the off the shoulder. I wanted something to cover them a little bit. I don't know, because I don't want to look at my pictures and be like, ugh, my arms. Like, I might not look at other people and say, wow, her arms are awful. But I don't want to look back at my pictures and be like...
See, but that's the mindset you have to think about.
Yeah.
You just said it. I'm not looking at anybody else's pictures and being like, oh my God, her arms.
I try to put that in action.
But it's the same thing here. Like, when we go up to a bride, like, she's going, my arms, my arms, my arms. But... like, I want to say to them, are you looking at that other girl that's across the other bride across the way from you? What are you looking at? Should be like, oh, I'm looking at how beautiful she looks in that dress. That's exactly what they're looking at when they look at you.
Yeah.
They're not looking at your arms. And sometimes if you put all that fabric on your arms, or I need to have this or that or whatever it is, now you're drawing more attention to it. Mm-hmm. So now, instead of bringing the eye in to where, you know, you have this beautiful silhouette and this beautiful dress, now all I see is all this fabric. Like, if it's a comfort thing, I get it. If it's a style thing, I get it. But I don't know. Like, I feel bad when people, like, you know, I'm gonna bring it up, but Sarah said it best in her video. Like, everyone will find something about themselves that they hate. Either their laugh, their smile, their arms, their leg, whatever it is. They'll find something to pick apart about themselves, but other people don't even notice it half the time.
It's very true.
It's way more important to you than it is to them.
Yeah.
Because they're worried about themselves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole thing. Everybody's looking at themselves. Nobody's looking at everybody else.
Absolutely.
They're looking at you being like, oh my God, why can't... I told you about the girl on TikTok that made a comment about, I have always hated my legs. Like, it's just my big thing. I'm just like, look, whatever. And as I did that, I like crossed my legs.
And I look at your legs.
Yeah, I just hate them, so now I'm gonna cover them. But anyway, so but I wear skirts and I don't care.
Yeah.
So this was, I don't know, maybe like 6, 7, 8 months ago, whatever it was. And she wrote on one of the TikToks that we did with the unique vintage dresses. She was like, oh my God, if I had your legs, I would wear that too. And I'm like, is this girl, like, was she drinking? Like, what's going on over there? Are you smoking weed? Like, you don't want mine. But for her, she was looking at me and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I really hate my legs. I don't want to be in these videos like that. And she was looking at me like, oh my God, I wish I had her legs.
That's why representation's
so
important.
Crazy.
So people can see, like, oh, they can put themselves out there and look like this and all of that, like, and they feel confident and beautiful. Right. I can too.
I hope that girl went out the next day and wore a skirt.
I know, me too.
I don't know who you are, but if you're listening, wear a skirt tomorrow. Show off those bad boys.
I think everyone should. I'm trying to get to a point where I don't put on an outfit and think about all the parts that I want to hide, and instead just like own it.
If I thought about all the parts I would hide, I would never wear anything. Well, that's not true. I'd wear like I don't know what I would wear. A sheet.
A sheet.
Oh, that's terrible. I would wear like a paper bag. Shut up. I don't like sheets. Those are too big. I'll walk around like a toga.
Toga. Coming from the most like secure, confident person ever. Now
Sorry.
you want to wear a sheet or a paper bag?
Wear a paper. I just said if I thought about everything that like I didn't like, then that's what I would wear.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I'm trying to be more comfortable. Like today I went to the gym this morning in a tank top.
Oh my god.
I know. And like usually like.
And you probably looked adorable. Did you take a picture?
Thank you. No.
Take selfies. Let me tell you, selfies will change your world. And I don't care what anybody says.
I go to the gym and I don't even look in the mirror. I like avoid mirrors.
Well, we know you have mirror issues.
I do have mirror issues. But I have that, but I still went out and wore a tank top. Part of me was like, who the fuck cares what anyone thinks about me?
Side note, if you don't know why Leigha has mirror issues, go back and watch the last podcast.
Yes. You'll learn all about my life.
You'll learn all about her mirror issues.
But I'm proud of myself that I put on a tank top because I have to do laundry. So I wouldn't have worn a tank top. And part of me, I put on a cardigan or like a little sweater, like a sweatshirt zip up thing to go to the gym in. And I was like, it is too hot for this. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going in the tank top. Yeah. And then part of me was like, who even cares? Like it's not like I'm trying to attract people at the gym.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel insecure like I had to hide myself today. Like I felt like good. I was like, I'm working out. I'm doing this for me. And
that's what it is. If you feel good. Well, first of all, I've always said if you look good, you feel good. But it's the other way too. If you feel good, you'll look good. Yeah. So it's, that kind of runs both ways.
I also feel like once you start doing things for yourself, you feel
Kelly is like totally on the curb. It's so funny.
Curinne is a people watcher, big time.
Oh my god, it's so bad.
So we're sitting here right now looking at
it's so bad.
This is a very nice episode.
This is a very nice episode. I liked it.
It was a little controversial, but I feel like we ended quite nicely.
I think so too. Yeah, so I think this was a really good episode.
Me as well.
We had a lot of fun. We talked about
nice,
strippers, and to recap. If you have any questions, definitely
if you have
DM
any
us.
Comments on the strippers.
Yeah, you have to DM us on Instagram. Oh, the strippers, please. We need to know about the strippers. The strippers, red flags.
And swingers. If you're a swinger, I really want to hear from you.
Yeah,
maybe we could have a guest swinger.
We could have a guest swinger.
Yeah.
To
aren't they private?
Well, we can blur out their face.
Yeah.
and their voice.
Who's gonna know?
It'll be like a Dateline
Would you
episode.
be like watching? Maybe we can like black out the whole room. We could just do a podcast where we'll just make the screen black on YouTube, and then you won't get to see.
And do like the voice altering thing.
Yeah. We're gonna have to find a swinger. And someone that's in an open relationship. I would love to have someone like that on and see.
Yeah.
And then because like why not?
Also, I want to hear everyone's questions just in general. Like if you're planning a wedding or, just got engaged, I want to hear what your questions are so we can address them.
Yeah.
And answer.
1,000%.
It's like we're
Send
kind
us
of
DMs on Instagram. What's our Instagram handle? Ivory_and_main. And then you can even send your questions in through TikTok.
Yes.
They have a whole question section.
Yep.
Yeah, and on TikTok it's at Ivory Main.
There's lots of places to reach us.
Yeah,
but
so
we're looking.
Don't call us though. We're not phone talkers. You can text us. No, you can't. Don't text us.
I'm a phone talker.
Yeah, Leah's a phone talker.
If there's
every time I answer the phone here, it's someone that I don't want to talk to. By the way, every
time you answer the phone, you sound absolutely miserable too.
Because I'm I'm trying to like, I'm trying to mask my voice. Oh, exactly. Yeah. It's a telemarketer. Oh, can I speak to the owner? I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it. And I'm always like, Ivory Main, Curvy Bridal. No, I don't even say it. I go, Ivory Main, can I help you?
Sometimes you have an alias. You use Gwen.
Gwen. That's my alias. I gotta use that more though.
You really should.
I like that name. I'm gonna change my name to Gwen. If you hear someone say,
Ivory Main, Curvy Bridal, how can I help you?
It's definitely not me.
It's me, Leah. And I'm happy to answer all of your questions. I chat on the phone with my brides for sometimes a half hour. Yeah. I've done and we just talk about taping boobs, which we're doing a class on, but
don't forget, if you need boob tape situations, we're gonna teach a class on the 18th. It's $40. You get boob tape, you get the little pasties for your nipples.
Okay.
And I think on that note.
That's it.
Bye,
me and my
guys.
nippins are leaving. Bye, girls and boys. Oh.